Hey there, Collective. This is Kim with some messages for you today. This is the collective message. I apologize for my lengthy time in between getting the signs out, but I am working on private readings. Thank you for those who have reached out and gotten one. That is helping me fund my Oracle deck that I'm creating. So I have also been working on that. And my days I find are actually becoming fuller. Thank goodness, because I needed to have some other thing to direct my mind, you know? So, but the first message here is about cleansing your space. I know we hear that a lot. I was shown why very quickly this just a few minutes ago. I was doing a pre-shuffle. I was doing a pre-shuffle, excuse me, and I was using Kim Krantz Wild Unknown, and I'm getting these extremely negative cards, like a lot, and it was odd. It didn't even really match to the question that I was personally asking, and it wasn't a feeling of like, okay, well, that's not the answer I wanted, so I'm just going to reject it. It wasn't that. I literally had a voice. Well, you know what I mean when it's like a voice, your conscience talking to you type of voice, like an inner voice say, you need to cleanse. There is some type of energy, or there was some type of negative energy affecting the read or the cards at that moment. So I got my sage, and I just now staged the whole place. And sure enough, like I said, after everything's clean, doors opened, things are ushered out. I sit back down, and it's different. It's different. The energy feels better. So it just really brought to my attention the whole if you don't feel like something is right, or if something feels a little too negative, we all go through some negative things, but there's always some kind of positive silver lining. That's just usually how it is. So I don't know. So if you get the urge that if you start pulling cards for yourself, and you're like, this doesn't feel right, then maybe cleanse or use some sage or some Palo Santo, and get that area clean. So your energy. So you're working with positive energies here. So we're gonna burn some Palo Santo. And, wow, it's smoky. It's smoky in here. All right. So I'm going to pull out her deck. I staged the deck too. So, yeah, we're just going to, let's just see what's going to happen. It's like a full moment of taking a leap of faith, right? All right, so spirit guides and angels, we want for the highest messages here for the highest, please. Better, much better than what I was getting. If you would have saw the cards that came out, I was like, what? Like, what? This is going to send me into a depression. What the fuck? This is good. Okay. This is good. Copper and Jupiter are really good energies to get out here. Copper is a transition metal. It helps things move it moves electricity from one place to the next, or provides a channel for the flow, like a current for a current. Copper is associated with Aphrodite in this deck, and love and pleasure, luxuries. Jupiter is associated with abundance, fortune, luck, and expansion. Expansion. So we're just going to take a look and see what is expanding. in your life. It could be many areas in your life where things are expanding. Oh, it's because you're making room for it, for sure. The Drowned King, and the way that the Drowned King is coming out, as well as the vinegar, we're really releasing some kind of releasing toxic resentment, toxic feelings. You know, when we harbor, meaning we're providing a safe place for some resentment to reside. Vinegar does not allow anything else to grow. That's why it's so good to preserve food, right? Nothing else can grow in that space, though. So whatever it is that you're dissolving, it has to do with this. The silver card usually represents like the divine feminine energy and receiving. There's a need to polish something off. Like if you were metaphorically to say that silver, because silver, unlike gold, it will actually, you've seen silver, it tarnishes, it gets gunk on it, it clouds, and you could clean that off, and it shines brilliantly after you do that. So whatever it is that you're dissolving here, it's allowing you to polish your silver, or like you don't have to be refined anymore. Yeah, I mean, they're like saying like you don't have to be, you've already gone through some kind of really hard process of refinement or extraction where you've had to be separated from the things that are not you, as far as what and who you want to even identify with based on the experience that you want to have. True, I believe in I am that, I am all that, I am that. I am all that. But I also understand about alignment and perspective. And alignment and frequency and perspective lines you up for another type of perspective, another, like if we're all part of this unified field, quantum field, and we're right here, we want to get here, there's certain things that don't come with us because quite simply they're not part of the formula to get you to that next spot. That's kind of what I'm feeling with this. So you have been refined. You have been refined. You're already the silver. This is just, well, it's dissolving things that you don't need. It's getting rid of the things that are not in alignment with your shine. And you're healing. You're healing, you are healing. You're healing and you are healing. A healing person that heals just by being you. You are a healer in the final stage of healing something in your life right now. Or the hurt, the bruise is like on its next step to being better. I don't really like the word normal. So, better. Better skin. Better version. Shiny. You're the spark of light. You are the spark of light. You are the light workers, the spark of light. There's a lot of enlightenment energy coming through with these. I did pull out Osho Zen Tarot. I thought it would be good to use. So you are the spark of light. We have another reference to copper, And another reference to opening up to this, Venus. I'm going to put Venus upright, but I'm going to make it clear that there is something about polishing your surface or making room for something really good that wants to come in. You can look at Venus as like the pleasures of the flesh, the pleasures of the skin, things that make you feel good. And then copper coming out twice. Copper. There's a change in electromagnetic frequency around your heart. It's opening up something for you when you become open to this, or to even this idea. Rising from the phoenix, like the phoenix, the ash, rising from the ashes. There's something about embracing a new frequency. Something that's going to let in a way, more oxygen. Like, so if you're the spark of light, you're a spark. There's something about a frequency or a vibration that's going to come in. I feel like it's tied to this Jupiter energy that when it comes in, it allows you to be more expansive, to burn brighter. And you can use ash to polish the silver, to polish it off. There's something about releasing over attachment to a memory, even a memory of a person that feels like it was not it didn't serve you well in the grand scheme of things. It's all love. Oh, that's always a hard one to talk about. Oh, they're just really wanting me to talk about this. That in its own, maybe in whatever this is talking about, in its own way, it was all love all the time. Even in really hard situations, even in situations where the human is like, this is not love, this was not for me. There's a need to take the ash and now polish yourself. Polish yourself with the memory. Use it by understanding that everything was always out of love, even oh goodness, even when it doesn't feel like it. I don't know. That's just the best way I can put it, because it's a hard thing for me to even talk about, because I'm right there with some people when it's hard to let go of how you were treated, ignored, or belittled, or berated. Or even worse, somebody that's supposed to be close that shows indifference. Even worse. Rather be hated than somebody be indifferent if they're close to me. So it's hard. That's a hard, thanks, Spirit, but that's a hard message to talk about. I feel like it will be easier seeing with spiritual eyes. So, ultimately, the Copper and the Venus card here and Jupiter want you to experience expansion, luck, good fortune, pleasures, and enjoy yourself. Ooh, I'll tell you what's been going on with me. I've had, I get empathetic pains bodily when somebody very close to me is having issues. I always know, like, before they tell me I'll have issues in that area. That's what's been going on with me here lately. So I'm a little concerned. I don't know if any of you all have experienced that, where you get like there's nothing physically going on with you, but you're picking up on something. When my mom, a very personal story that I'll tell you. Okay, when my mother passed away, I lived with her for a while there, like a long time, on and off, but I did live with her for a long time. And near the end, well, I'm not end, but like in the last, I don't know, 10 years of her life, which, I don't know how you want to look at it, she used to complain about her legs doing this thing. Okay, she would like have me massage her legs and stuff. She would be complaining, they were restless, they were hurting, the way she was describing it, it sounded like she was talking about restless leg syndrome. Of course, we Googled everything, tried to figure out stuff, couldn't really figure out what was really going on. And of course, she wouldn't want to see a doctor for it. She used to, but she got to a point where she just didn't want to see doctors at all, which is, I understand. But she was also the type that wouldn't want to take vitamins either to help. You know, it wasn't really a concern about fixing or helping or healing. It was more about, like, let me just tell you about this horrible crap that I'm feeling right now, you know. And so I never really understood it, but I know that it bothered her really bad, really, really bad. And when she passed away, I went to her house, her old house, where my dad still lives. And that night, I only stayed one night, I think. One night. But I actually stayed in her room that she had been in and slept in her bed. And that night, I got empathetic, psychic, bodily pain. And I knew it immediately what it was. Wasn't my potassium, wasn't my calcium, it wasn't anything going on with me physically. I got the sensation of what she had gone through with her legs. And it was horrible. I felt like I was constantly stretching the whole night. Couldn't get comfortable, couldn't hardly sleep. And I was like, I communicated with her. I was like, you know, I hear you. I feel you. I know, I understand what this is. And then it went away. It was weird. Okay, it was weird. And so now, and I also had an experience where I was like, 16. I was 16, and my friend was going through some stuff. I had no idea what she was going through, because, I mean, when you're 16, you worry about yourself and your car, and you love your friends, right? But it was one of those things, you know. And I was over her house, and I said, wow, for some reason my kidneys are really hurting me. And she said, what'd you say? And had this surprised look on her face, but didn't say anything. Like, didn't say anything about why she looked like, why would you say that? You know, that's kind of what her response was, is, why would you say that, Kim? You're so silly. And then a week later, I find out from her as we were at Taco Bell, and I'm like, aren't you going to get a Coke? And she says, no, I had such a bad kidney problem that I had to stop drinking caffeine and carbonation, like drinks altogether. completely. And she was like, so I can only have juices and water. I didn't realize it at the time either. Even when she told me that, I was like, oh man, no, well, that really sucks. At the time, I was just like, that really sucks, because at 16, like, take away my Coca-Cola, I would have felt like you ruined my life. That was what I loved. So looking back though, about after probably around the time I had that experience with my mom, my mother's pain, I felt my father's pain too. Of serious things that they've gone through, both of them, and my sister. I don't talk about it with them. I'll talk about it with you all because I feel like I can trust you all. I don't trust like being laughed at. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be laughed at. I'm not gonna have, like, I know what's the truth, and I'm not. I also know I don't think I've really done much with it. But I don't know what you would do with that. All right. But I do know that, I'm not going to be laughed at. I'm not going to be laughed at. I know that comes from a family of, like, PhDs, engineers, university vice presidents. Jeez. And then there's Kim. and then Kim walks in and says, I felt Mom's pain. They're like, yeah, you did. Sure you did. Yeah, so it's hard. It's hard being, sometimes it's hard being around people that don't believe like you do, you know, because I remember, I also said that day that I was at, after the funeral, that you know, Mom's probably in a much better place and probably doing really good. Tried to let them know about the communication I audibly got from my mother. Thought that might, I don't know what I was thinking, honestly, of telling anybody that stuff, but I thought maybe it will make them, because I think I've told you all, her voice literally came through the night that she died before. So I knew that she died. It was unexpected, but I knew in the morning when I got the phone call, that's exactly what happened. And because I had gotten her voice clairaudiently. And so, yeah, when I tried to say she's in a better place, all I was met with was, you know, we don't believe in that stuff. When you go, you just go. I was met with that. So it's like my heart like sinks a little bit each time I talk about anything like that. So I just don't do it anymore. I've been exiled anyway, so I don't care. Who cares? Master number 33, Master Teacher. I have Ascension number 11, the Para-Nirvana Plane, Access Light-Based Technologies. Anyway, I thought I would add that story. I'm sorry if it took me a while to get it out, but I thought I would add that story because I know that I connect with people on this channel that do have certain gifts and abilities. And I got a message today from Spirit. I got a message from, it was actually during a private reading, but I feel like it's such a good message. It's for everybody. It was about why you had to, like, you came here to heal. In order for your heart to heal, you had to experience the darkest of hearts. I'm not saying my family had dark hearts, okay? Please don't. But possibly people and experiences that you have had to go through have been like, why did I have to encounter that person? Like, I had my issues, right? But did I deserve that? Like, being around that type of energy? And it's like, unfortunately, yes, because in order to heal hearts, you had to experience, like, the darkest of hearts. Oh, it's all in love, though. That's the hard, it's like the hard thing. So it's all in love. It's all in love. I don't claim to understand all these things. I just know that they happen, and that we're not limited to this. I'm definitely, like, so far away from from believing that we're just material. You know, I think a lot of people are too, even scientists. But I'm definitely far from completely understanding stuff like that. I just know that it exists, and I've really never had a doubt that that stuff exists. The soul number, numerical symbol for what your heart desires. Soul number, numerical symbol for what your heart desires has to do with numerology and looking it up to find out where that is according to your birthday and your name, and then you'll find it out. I believe mine is 6. I'm pretty sure mine is 6. And so that would be a focus on relationships, especially family and things like that. And so it's ironic because usually the thing that you come here to, that you desire to have, is going to be your biggest challenge. You know? So I just want to add that, that by the way, maybe a little bit of a challenge there in whatever you find out. Ascension number 4, warmth ether, senses are being realigned. Senses are being realigned. I also have paternal side, spiritual gifts and wisdom, inheritance from the father's line. The father's specific here, or there's something specific about the father. You know what? I shuffled this one to death. Tell me about paternal side. Tell me about paternal side. Lovers, crossroads, community, judgment, or adjudication. A judgment call. Community. Community. Lovers is a crossroads. I don't see what that has to do with the father, but crossroads, soulmates, and community. Give me something. Well, no. Let's do a different deck here. What time am I at? 27? Okay, I've got time. My camera cuts off at 40 minutes, so actually 42 minutes it will cut off. Exactly. So I have to be careful about that. An offer, opportunity. Are they not wanting to talk about the dad? Are they not wanting to talk about dad? I don't know. I sense some judgment here. Okay. So it actually might be, there might be something about your father's mother, maybe your great, or your grandma from your father's side. I think that's being more specific here, guiding you to a soulmate connection. This is part of your soul family, your soul group, your soul tribe. And like I said, even the lessons here were in love. Even someone having a completely disregarding your spirituality, it's done in love. I can't explain it, but I know it is. It must have been the reason to push, but somebody's guiding you. I feel like it's a grandmother guiding you from the father's side, maybe towards a new community or towards an offer of some sort. It's going to make you very happy because they have great fortune here too. Something about them wanting you to elevate with the stork. They want to see something new. They want to see you rise. They want to see you expand. Break generational curses. Break out of family patterns. And enjoy the pleasures on earth through your enjoyment, through your luck and expansion. The people have passed on that are your ancestors are very close to you. They are experiencing it through you, like they're experiencing their joy through you. I think this grandmother is saying that. I experience some of my joy, a lot of joy through you when I see you happy. whatever memories here also on the father's side, just a big message of it was done in love. It was all in love. All because of some kind of plan that we really don't understand, but I definitely think we're completely 100% involved in figuring out on the other side, as you call it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is my life path. You don't have to be this life path to be drawn to this number, because of course it is the year of 9, right? The year of the 9. Life path number 9, the Peacemaker, ruling planet Mars. It's a hard life path. It's there is a sense of I must do good for the highest good of all, and when I'm not, then I'm really extra hard on myself. There can be a tendency towards depression, anxiety. Kurt Cobain was the life path number 9. Like, so we can swing onto some pretty extremes with the life path number 9, because there's a lot of knowledge of the other paths, but also there's a desire to change something. And if something is not changing, or you're actually spiraling in the opposite direction, it can be very, very sad and depressing. And of course, you don't have to be a life path number 9 to experience that. But you might be here for a humanitarian type of need, a need that we have. Indigo child, gamma generation born between 1978 and 1988. Just an extra, message or confirmation that you're part of the wave of volunteers here to help people. What about this indigo child energy? What about it? Another indigo child energy. Now I have, okay, so y'all, if you all have reached this reading and your birth dates are from either 1968 all the way to 1988, which I suspect it probably is in that range, then you fit into the indigo child, that the ones that are being specifically targeted in this reading. Meaning your senses are being realigned. What was coming through as I was saying that was a message of the things you're noticing now have come in spurts. Like when I have had certain clear gifts, like I see it as a gift just to get a message in that sense. But they weren't always continually online. And I was not always tuned in, tapped in, or I wasn't listening to it or paying attention enough. You know what I mean? But what I'm getting is like, no, that they probably weren't always exactly online. Something about because of the alignment now, because of who you are, what type of starseed you are, without a certain category, just being from another dimension that is higher. So your gifts are unique, and you have more abilities. Just point blank, you come here, you have more abilities. They're not always exactly turned on right on time, or no, they are. It's just we don't. I look back and I'm like, why couldn't I have had this and that? Yeah, well, it's all divine timing. But there's like it's tied to, why are my boards getting all jumbled? It's tied to mission and the activation of your spiritual gifts that you did come from a different, higher dimension to channel into the earth at this time. It's to combat manipulation, fear, and control with you shining your light. You're part of the group that helps all to be seen. Even so, of course, within yourself first, but your senses are being realigned. You're having, complete. I know. I feel like it has to do a lot with everything, like cell structure change, heightened telepathy or intuition where you're going about your day and you look at a scene and you think, I bet this is going to happen next. And then the immediate second that you think that, like a few seconds immediately right after is exactly what happens, but it's happening consistently. It's not that you're just super smart spotting out patterns, although I'm sure you are. It's senses being realigned, you're using your abilities quicker. Okay, is what I'm really picking up. Might be because of this. Ascension number 6, your light quota and body is increasing. It says 33%. What else are they here for? You're here for energy healing. Like I say, your energy is healing. And I had a beautiful comment from one of you all on my I love the comments. I love interacting. And I don't know who it was. I wish I could remember who it was, but they said that when we heal ourselves, we heal everyone else, or we're healing ourselves. And like, they're making a point that you made a point to let everybody know, including myself, how important it is to work on yourself first and foremost. And the healing starts with you. I even saw a thing on Elon Musk, what was on Facebook or something like that, where he said, there was a time when I wanted to change the world, and then I stopped and I started to change myself instead. Ultimately, meaning that was what was creating the change that you wanted to see. There's so many different ways of wording it, but you know what I mean, like different ways of wording it. So you're definitely here to do some kind of like energy healing for the collective, on yourself and on others, by taking care of yourself first. Because of us being so connected, if somebody has a disease or disorder, you're connected to it. You're connected to it. You can look at it very literal. You're connected to it. You take good care of yourself and work on healing yourself. You're connected to it. You're going to end up healing them too. Well, that's out there. All right. I love it. I love it. Should we do some Osho Zen? Let's do some Osho Zen. Change. Yeah, I wanted to change the world, and then I decided to change myself instead. Yeah. Message of concern. A message of concern. Change. Arising from the ashes kind of change. You have a lot of electro. You have a healing touch. I have a. Oh, my thing's gonna cut off, isn't it? It is. Dang. Give me an advice real quick before it cuts off. The Empress is your advice. Create. Move past any stalemate or any block. You are here to create. Be the best version of yourself. And you're creating new in this divine matrix. It is yours now, is the full message. So I'm sending you light and love. Bye.